flaring on them. Check, we Rick flaring on them, flaring on them. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Rick flaring, gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death, I'm Paul Bearing, not at all scary. When I open like Betty Wops, they find to these circles that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders, trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow, who can't cry over spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. To the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness, it's really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, black son, we ain't nothing like the mother guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Woo! Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us.
Yeah, DQ baby. Shout out that boy Nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids, D-Face. Yeah. Bubba C. Yeah. Rick flaring on them. Rick flaring on them. Rick flaring on them. Rick flaring, sun up, baby.
Hey, yo, Scotty, you going crazy for this one. We see what you're doing, we salute you. Hey, let's get it started. It's Backpack Capital One. What's in your wallet? Got a call from my man A. Scott. I said I got it. Love that you highlighting all of these black colleges. Try to pay me for doing this. Look, bruh, if you don't get off my line with that foolishness, voice of the swag, pull up where you at. No cap if the Brody is speaking the soft facts. My advice, tune in to every show. Captain Petty, but we know that the sergeant is with the smoke. Speculate, just tell me what is we doing. Get into it, okay, look, I'ma say this and keep it moving. My boy Scotty, man, he offered the least. Black grad, paying college, I'm glad that he called me. Walking, cause we all been taught that talk is cheap. Even primetime knows Scott for the HBCU streets.
What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Scotty, man. Happy Tuesday to all you Bammers out there in these YouTube streets, man. I hope everybody's doing well. Listen, this has been a long time coming. You know, I broke the story last week of the playbook of Jackson State being in UAPB's playbook. I had heard it from multiple sources. And today we have an individual that was a part of the whole thing that people feel like he was or is the reason for the incident, right? So we're going to get right into it, man, and give it up for my special guest today. What's going on, man?
Going on? How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Now, I want to be very clear. You were the person that they felt gave out the information to the Jackson State team that had their playbook. Is that correct?
Yes.
Now, walk us through the timeline of that week and how things kind of got brought about and how everything kind of got going.
Okay, so basically it was a random Thursday. I got a call. I believe it was October 31st, Thursday night. I got a call first from the UAPB head coach, Coach Hampton. He called me. I played for him formally the year before. And he called me and basically just asked about my login when it came to film access, right?
Okay.
I'm not supposed to have film access. I just stopped this past summer, so I was done by midsummer, and I
Okay.
shouldn't have had no access. I never had logged back in once I found out I was done playing. So he asked if I had logged in to film. I was thrown off completely. I told him I never logged in. I don't know what's going on with it. Nothing. And then he basically implied that he didn't really believe what I was saying. And hung up, right? Conversation was over with. I was kind of thrown off for a second. And then a couple minutes later, I got a call from the AD. And he basically asked the same thing. I communicated to him and basically said the same thing I told him. I didn't know what was going on. Never logged in to anything. And he was pretty understanding. I think he was definitely, cool to work with, whatever. So the call hung up at that point. Then Friday hit. So Friday night hit. I think they were already down there. And to me, it seemed like the conversation was just between me and Hampton or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He never contacted me again. So I got a call from one of my good friends who plays football still there. And he called me and was like, what's this going on about you taking the film? So he thought that I took the film because it was in my name. It was under my name that had been logged into the DV Sport account.
Okay, so hold on. So let me get this straight. So why outside of yourself, why would somebody else have your login?
So when I first got on the team, it took me about a good month to a month and a half to get a login on DV Sports.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't watch film unless I was watching film with my coach in the morning. And I had morning film sessions, so I could only watch film in the morning, and that was it pretty much. Me personally, I wanted to watch my own film, you know what I'm saying? So I could really break down stuff. And the only way I could get that was asking my teammates. And it seemed routine. I wouldn't have asked anybody if I didn't see it. And I don't want to be that guy and say that, but that's really what it was. Like,
Okay.
we just sometimes had to share passwords. So that's what happened to me as well the year after that. So going into my second year playing football, a couple of my teammates had at the time when they had when I had told them that I gave my my information out, I couldn't really remember who I gave it to.
Got you.
But that was definitely like a common occurrence.
So you had to get it was a routine, it was a pattern for new players, transfer portal players, freshmen to come in. They didn't get a DVS Sport login, and players on the team would just say, "Hey man, you could use mine," or "Hey man, you could watch my film or use my passcode." That's what you're saying. Okay.
That exactly. But it wasn't. I'm not gonna say that everybody was doing it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. I don't want to.
But it occurred.
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
Now Friday, Hampton goes in front of the team and says what?
Okay, so no, so Hamp didn't tell. He didn't tell everybody.
Okay.
I later on, I was talking to a teammate, and basically he said that Hamp had told him personally. So I know he told at least one player, and I know he told the coaching staff as well, because I know some of the coaching staff that told players as well. So he didn't tell all of them that I had did such and such, but he called a player for sure, and told him that I had dropped the film, and that I was sending Jackson State their practice film.
Now, for what you had told me and what we had discussed offline, you said that players from Jackson were calling UAPB players, breaking down what they had seen over film. Is that correct? Or you had heard, let me be very clear. You had heard from a player from UAPB that Jackson State players were calling UAPB players, breaking down their practices. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And what day was that? On a Thursday? Was that on a Friday? Was that?
I'm not sure what day it was on.
Okay.
I would probably say the day that I got my call. Because that's probably when he suspected everything. So yeah, I'm guessing it was on Thursday, but I'm not completely positive on that.
Okay. Now Saturday comes up, and what happens on Saturday with you in the UAPB administration?
So on Saturday, the game's being played. We lose the game, and I get another call from the same teammate the first time who had asked about the situation and basically had said that it had got a little worse. And it was like basically that word was spreading around to everybody that I had released y'all film and that my old teammates were upset with me about me releasing the film. And for a valid reason. Like my teammates definitely had the right to be upset.
Absolutely.
I was never in danger. Like I know those guys. It was never nothing like that. But it something was out that shouldn't have been out. Coach Hampton knew that he didn't have enough concrete evidence to say anything for the situation, and he personally, put that word out there.
So you're saying he didn't have concrete enough evidence to say that you got the film and sent it to Jackson?
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely. And I'm not sure how they know already, but I had asked about me and my mother continually talk to the AD, and he said that we asked about the IP address. We were like, just look up the IP address. They said it was in Canton, Mississippi. So I know I know nobody from Mississippi. I had no communication with anybody from Mississippi. I didn't know that my old teammate even played for Jackson State. Like I didn't even know that till the game happened.
Yeah.
So like it just never made sense. So yeah.
So at what did the AD or Coach Hampton ever come to you and say, hey, we're going to investigate to make sure your name is cleared or to prove that you did it or anything like that? Did they ever come to you and say, hey, we got an investigation going on?
Yeah, they did. It was after the fact though. It was all like stuff was already out.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was the problem that my mom was having. She was just worried like my son is affected. You know what I mean? Like I'm affected by the situation, and it kind of was like they just kind of dropped the situation when it came to me, like because I was the one that was getting upset with them for a second. You know what I mean? So they kind of just didn't really tell me nothing after that. I think that they are looking into it as an investigation. I think it's definitely going to be taken farther. But yeah, they did say it was going to be investigated.
Have you heard any? Okay, in your opinion, because I know you're not the AD, you're not Coach Hampton, but in your opinion, why do you feel they have not made a public statement on the issue of the film and Jackson being inside their DVS sport?
I think because it's just not enough information. I like the calls can say, oh, we see this and that, but you have the time to adjust. Like that's not really I guess a big enough excuse yet. I think they just need enough more evidence that they really had knew everything that they planned on doing on Saturday night, and they don't know that for sure. They don't have enough to say that. But it doesn't make sense though, because I feel like if they got the IP address, what more needs to be shown?
So you're saying that you feel they want to make sure they have more evidence before they make a statement, but you're also saying that They have the IP address that the login came from Canton, Mississippi. They have the information of the Jackson State players calling former UAPB players. What else do you need to say that they were inside of the UAPB DVS sport? That's what you're saying, correct?
Yeah, essentially.
Now, you said you went to talk to Coach Hampton after all this occurred, and what was that conversation like?
It was honestly a disappointing conversation. I really just came to him, and I just wanted a formal apology for the situation. I think he handled it really immature and unprofessional. And he was unable to give me an apology and any type of consideration for the situation. He really just seemed like he really just blamed me because it was my account, and he didn't really. I guess he didn't really see the fact about film being shared, and he's big on film never should have been shared. But by the time he had realized that, it was already too late. Like we had already been sharing stuff, and nevertheless that shouldn't even have mattered. Like, why do I have access at all? I stopped playing in the summer, so yeah, he didn't really. I guess he just didn't see where I was coming from. It really wasn't a helpful situation at all. But yeah.
Before I let you go, because I said this wasn't going to be long. Before I let you go, in your personal opinion, do you think Jackson State players logged into the DVS sport and looked at you guys' information, used it for the game or not? Do you believe that they logged into the information and looked at you guys' practice and plays?
Yes, I do. 100%.
All right, man. I appreciate your time, man. Thank you for the interview, bro. And I hope everything works out for you.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Hey, man, no problem. Listen, guys, this is the thing. This is the thing for me. And I'm going to keep saying it. Just because, see, I want to be very clear. Just because it's your team does not mean it did not happen. Because if this was any other team in the SWAC, Bama's be eating this up. If it was Southern, Bama's be eating this up. If this was Grambling, Bama's would be eating this up. But because it's Powell State, people want to act like it's not true. And again, the burden of proof is I don't need to know if you use what you saw. That's not the burden of proof. The burden of proof is, did you log in to another team's DVS sport? That's it. That is an integrity and ethics violation for that program. No ifs and buts about it. That's it. So it doesn't matter, what plays did they see? What defense did they know? It does not matter. The single-handed fact is that Powell State players logged into the DVS sport that was not theirs and looked at UAPB stuff. That's just cut and dry. Now, the reason why UAPB doesn't want to make a statement, that's on them. The reason why the SWAC doesn't want to make a statement, that's on them. But to say that it did not occur, that would be a flat-out lie. Point blank, period. Listen, guys, that's been my time. Listen, until next time, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to holler. God bless.